Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and on this platform we discuss about designer fashion, luxury and lifestyle, but in a more practical and sensible way. It is almost around 6 months since I posted my realistic wish list for 2021, and I thought we could go through all the items I mentioned in that video and see kind of 6 months later where we are now, and what I still feel about the items on the list, and see how I did. But before we get started, it would mean the world to me if you would like this video, comment down below, but definitely subscribe to my channel and come back here. My usual schedule is to post new videos on every Monday and Thursday, but as of the summer schedule, I'm only posting new video once a week, and then in mid-August I'm gonna get back to my regular schedule. But even though the schedule change is happening, I think you would like it here. I will link the original wishlist video down into the description box in case you wanna have a look. I have to be honest though, like that was one of the first videos that I made, so I hope that I have developed a bit as a kind of content creator, but please be gentle in case you go and watch that video as well. But let's go in the same order that I presented my wishes on the original video. So the first item are the Hermes Sandals. And oh boy, I did purchase them. There is a video up on my channel on what happened, but they were a no for me, and that I'm still super bummed about it. That was my first time ever. I ordered them, tried them on at home, and they were not so comfortable as I expected 500 euro sandals to be. And the biggest issue for me was the flatness of the sole of the shoes without any kind of cushion. And I was just like so disappointed. Like, shoes are very subjective. Please keep that in mind. We are all okay with different comfort levels, with different soles and all of that. But for me, I expected, based on all the kind of raving reviews on social media, that those sandals would be like very comfortable, and especially for walking, because that's what I do. Like during the last weekend, I walked maybe like 20 kilometers and it was plus 30 degrees outside Celsius. So it's just, I need to have shoes that I'm able to walk in a lot during the summertime. And for those, I could feel like the sole was just too thin and too hard for it to actually properly work for my summer lifestyle. So I ended up returning them. And I mean, I have to be honest here. I'm still like, I have not been able to remove these sandals from my wish list because of the appearance, of how they look on people's feet. I just cannot get over the fact that in my mind, in my opinion, in my head, they look very elegant and chic and minimalistic and all of those things that I appreciate. And I'm not sure, maybe, am I gonna get over the fact that if I would ever repurchase those sandals, that would mean I would accept that those would not be like a whole day sandals of walking, that they would be like special occasion sandals or something like that. I'm not yet there in my mind, because I still feel like 500 euros for me is a lot of money to spend on a pair of sandals that I would need to consider if I'm able to wear these this morning, because what would happen during the day. I would want to have sandals, especially those kind of slip-on sandals that you could just kind of put your feet in and go, and you wouldn't need to worry. Like, I'm okay with a few blisters in the beginning when you are kind of wearing them in. Like, that's normal for me, that's nothing. But if the sole is so thin, like, that's something I could not do anything about. So it's just I was like very devastated when I just realized I had to return them. And yeah, to be honest, they are still in some kind of wish list in my mind, but for this year I could not put that money into the Hermes sandals. But I did buy another pair of designer sandals, the Chloe Woody strappy sandals. I don't know how I would describe them, and those have actually ended up being so comfortable. Like, I was even surprised. I'm gonna make a proper review video of those sandals once I have worn them more than a month or so. But for now, like, I had them on one day and we walked maybe 9 kilometers. No issues, no blisters, no rubbing, no nothing. So I'm so happy that I ended up with those, even though the Hermes ones are still in the back of my mind. The second item on my list was the Louis Vuitton business card holder that I also did purchase in the beginning of the year. I still do have it, but I've actually borrowed it, so I don't have it in my possession right now. But for that, I completely still agree that it is value for money. Like, the price on that empreinte leather card holder, and it being less expensive than the Rosalie coin purse in canvas, for instance, that is like, wow. The leather feels so delicious. So definitely, if you are up for a new card holder and you are not looking into the canvas ones, I would definitely look at the business card holder, because that price point is like, Third item on my list are the Dior tribal earrings, or tribal, how are you supposed to pronounce? And that I also have purchased. So I did get these pearls with the gold colored pearl as the bottom pearl, and then the silver colored one as the top pearl. And I did purchase these second hand because this combination is no longer produced by Dior, so obviously needed to go second hand. And I would 100% recommend with Dior earrings especially to look from secondhand market, because these do not tend to hold their value. So in case you want to have a couple of earrings from Dior but are not looking into paying the boutique prices, I definitely recommend looking from secondhand market. But I did get these. I absolutely love them, and I'm so happy with this purchase. The first one on my list was a Louis Vuitton cosmetic case, either PM or GM size. And I did actually end up getting this epi leather one. This is the PM size, and it has the Louis Vuitton embossed on the leather. The leather is like so durable. I did also get this second hand from the Vintage Bar, and I'm just amazed on the kind of price that I was managed to get this with, because it is not the monogram canvas ones, and those were at least quite difficult to locate from the boutique. They might be sold out because they are one of the more affordable pieces from Louis Vuitton, and you're able to get them in the monogram canvas that is so popular. And so that would mean that in the secondhand market as well, the monogram canvased cosmetic cases or pouches they have really good resale value. So it's really difficult to make any kind of proper good deals if you want to have one that is in good condition. So I decided to venture a bit from the canvas ones and looked at the epi leather ones, and I was like, okay, the resale value clearly is not as good with the leather ones. So I ended up getting this, and I really love the color. It's so beautiful. I have this on top of my drawer when I'm not using it, just as a color, because I'm very kind of neutral person otherwise. And it was in such amazing condition. It came with a dust bag and then kind of authentication certificate. And it was just like, I love it. And I do have the now suddenly discontinued toiletry pouch 26 in the monogram canvas, which I love. It is such a shame that they discontinued it, because I've said really many times on this channel that that is probably one of my favorite SLGs that I own to date. Like, it is such a good product, but I do already have that in monogram canvas. So having this in a slightly different texture feel, like the feel of this is different. So I'm really happy with this purchase. Fifth on my list is the Saint Laurent monogram clutch, and that I also have purchased, and I love this. I'm not gonna start raving about this again, because there is, I think, quite enough videos on my channel about the greatness that it is. In the original video I talked about the color sea salt. It was not available when I got this, but I also got €100, or let's say 20% off when getting this. So I was like, screw the sea salt, black is perfect. And it's just, I do love this. It is such a value for money piece. Like, this definitely got But yeah, anyway, so in the original video I talked about the possibility to wear it crossbody, as it comes only with a leather wristlet, and wearing it crossbody is the only way I wear it at all. So I have been able to attach a strap, which is not Saint Laurent or any other luxury brand for that matter, to the wristlet, and then I'm able to wear it crossbody. I don't need to put an insert that would take up space from the already, let's say, compact bag. But this I absolutely love, like, definitely massive recommendation. The sixth object on my list is a white bag, and I did mention in particularly a white Lady Dior in the medium size, or then even the kind of Lady Dior pouch, I think it is called, with the kind of chain strap. That could be an option, and even throw in the 30 Montaigne from Dior in white. And this is actually something that I'm not gonna comment more on this, because I may have bought something as a birthday present for me. So I'm just gonna leave that to later, but this was the sixth on my list. On seventh on my realistic wish list was a black bag, and in particularly the Dior's 30 Montaigne black bag with this kind of gold hardware. This is still on the making. I have not purchased it yet, and as I already did mention in that video, I'm planning on looking for it from the second-hand market, because Dior tends to lose a bit of value on the resale market. And for me as a buyer, it's a good news. And also from the fact that I don't know if I would dare to purchase that new from the boutique, because I am more or less person that if I am actually no longer wearing something, that it is just hanging or waiting to be worn for a long period of times, that I'm not even drawn to it. I will sell it, because I don't need to have items just collecting dust. I would much prefer to kind of sell them forward for someone who would wear them, because I'm a firm believer that bags should be worn. So for this, like, if I'm not absolutely 100% positive that I won't ever end up selling, buying a new bag from Dior, especially from these more expensive categories, it's difficult. So for this 30 Montaigne bag, I think I will need to wait a couple of years more for the prices to kind of settle in on the secondhand market before actually looking into this. So this bag will probably stay on my wish list for some time before the price point hits reasonable for my liking. As 8th on my list, I had this kind of extra category, which I think I just left a bit of wiggle room to myself. And that was just like all very well priced vintage secondhand bags. And I did mention like Dior in particular, but I did end up buying this one. So this is Louis Vuitton PM. It's a vintage bag from Louis Vuitton from the early 90s. I've also raved about this one because I cannot believe I did end up paying 300 euros minus some discount codes for this Louis Vuitton crossbody bag in the monogram canvas with treated leather. And then it's like a perfect size crossbody bag, and especially for this summer. So this is just like, I cannot believe that I managed to find this. I had not even heard of this model, so I'm assuming it wasn't like super hyped and popular even in the 90s. But these do pop in and out of from the secondhand website. So in case you also got interested, I have a couple of videos about this beauty. And then just kind of the prices on this is not high because it is not a hyped bag, at least yet. But definitely like this is part from this extra category where I would allow myself to find or to buy vintage bags in case it's an excellent deal and I just madly fall in love. So that was the realistic wish list I put together in the beginning of this year. And to be honest, it kind of looked like I've gone through my wish list quite thoroughly. And I mean, the positive thing is I've actually purchased stuff from my wish list and not so much ventured outside of the list. But at the same time, it's like midway of the year and I don't have like any particular things that I know I'm gonna buy like right now. There is something I'm thinking about, not really sure how I feel about it yet, so we'll see. But I'm just, what am I gonna do for the next 6 months? Am I not gonna buy anything? Because that is totally okay. Nothing wrong with that. But I am a bit surprised that I was able to find these wishlist items so early on during the year. And I have to be honest, like especially when buying from the secondhand market, depends on the item, but in most cases, if you're able to find a really, really good deal from the secondhand market, it's quite difficult to put that on hold for a couple of months. I mean, all of this is said in a very loose context and just kind of reminding that you don't need any of this stuff and the world will not end. You will not actually lose out on anything in case you don't buy them. So it's just in this kind of humorous world of luxury designer items and I don't know, the urge of getting them, but in that world. So if you are looking for something from the secondhand market and you find a piece in a condition that you are okay with and a price point that is very good considering the condition of it, it is really, really difficult to put that on hold for a couple of months and not purchase it, because someone else is gonna do that. So with majority of these items, the only things that I did purchase new from the store are the Hermes sandals that I did end up returning, the Louis Vuitton business card holder, because the price point on that from Louis Vuitton is just amazing, and it is not like really visible on the secondhand market because I think it's not that popular. And I don't know if it is because of the kind of card holder, like business card element of it, not sure. And then I got this one new as well, but as mentioned, I got a 20% discount when I bought this from Matches Fashion. So I haven't even seen these on the secondhand market yet. Not that I have actually been looking, but basically like this I just got new. But all the other things are from the secondhand market, and for me at least, like that is a really good place, and it allows me, or it makes it possible to me to purchase more or get my hands on some more expensive items that I wouldn't be comfortable yet, who knows, but I wouldn't be comfortable to pay full price. So let's see when that line is crossed, but for now there are just certain items or brands or categories where I just feel like enough's enough. I just could not with good conscience put my money into that. So a second-hand market is just like a really, really good place to make these purchases, and not in a way that I would encourage everyone to shop like crazy. But in case you are looking for something, I would definitely recommend secondhand. There are so many good reasons. One of the biggest ones, obviously, being good for the planet and earth and recycling and all of that. But then from the kind of selfish point of view, you're able to save some money and also be a bit different than everyone else, because you are able to get items that people are not so aware of. So you can also be a bit different and have something that is like just for you. Alrighty, that was it. Thank you for joining me in reviewing my realistic wish list for this year, and then let's see what happens in the next 6 months. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.